Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And today's video is when they get worried after you stop responding to them. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And let's get going. Hey Ryan, you there? Bakugo's gruff voice crackled through your earpiece. You are on solo patrol tonight, something that you often did, and usually enjoyed. The quiet streets and the sense of responsibility always sat well with you. You had checked in with them both about an hour ago, and a casual update on your sector. Yeah, just finished checking the east side. Everything's quiet. You had replied then, the low hum of the city a backdrop to your words. Now another hour had passed. Kirishima tried calling you a few minutes ago. A light-hearted question about what you wanted for dinner tomorrow. He'd meant to reply as soon as you finished your current sweep. But something had caught your eye, a flicker of movement in an alleyway known for petty crime. You decided to investigate. It felt like routine to you. A quick check and you'd be back to answering query. But as you rounded the corner into the dimly lit space, the air crackled with an unsettling energy. This wasn't a simple mugging. A figure stood hunched over, their back to you, a strange swirling purple mist emanating from their hands. Before you could even react or call for backup, the figure turned, their eyes glowing in eerie red. They lunged at you, and the mist solidified into sharp, thorny projectiles. Instant took over, your quirk activated, forming a shield just in time to deflect the initial volley. The impact jarred your arm, and you stumbled back. This villain was fast, and their quirk was unlike anything that you'd encountered before. You tried to activate your comms to warn Kirishima and Bakugo, but another barrage of the purple projectiles forced you to focus on defense. You dodged, weaved, and countered as best as you could, the close quarters of the alley making it difficult to maneuver. Time seemed to wrap, and you were focused on the fight, on anticipating the villain's movements, on protecting yourself and any potential bystanders. You landed a few blows, but the villain seemed unfazed, their attacks relentless. Back at the dorms, Bakugo was starting to feel a knot of unease tighten in his chest. You should have replied to Kiri by now. Usually, even if you were busy, you would send a quick text or a short voice message. Maybe they're just in a dead zone or something, Bakugo, Kirishima said, trying to sound reassuring as he scrolled through his phone. Your last conversation still open. But even his usual happy tone had a slight tremor. Bakugo scoffed, pacing the length of the common room. No, wine's smarter than to wander into a dead damn zone. During patrol especially. He pulled out his own phone, hitting your contact for the 5th time in the last 10 minutes. It went straight to voicemail. They're not answering me either. He growled, his crimson eyes narrowed with worry. He hated this feeling, this helplessness, when you were out there and he didn't know what was happening. Kirishima's usual easygoing smile was gone, replaced by a furrowed brow. Maybe they just got caught up in something minor. A small-time villain. Even then, they would check in. Bakugo snapped, his voice sharper than he intended. He ran a hand through his spiky hair, agitation radiating off him in waves. He thought back to this morning, to the way that you had smiled at him when you had grumbled about sharing his protein shake. He remembered the soft press of your lips against his cheek before you left. The thought of something happening to you sent a jolt of fear through him, a feeling he rarely allowed himself to acknowledge. Kirishima, sensing Bakugo's rising anxiety, placed a hand on his shoulder. Hey, let's not jump to conclusions, man. Maybe we should try calling the agency, see if they've heard of anything. Bakugo shook his head. No, not yet. Let's give it a few more minutes. But his jaw was clenched tight, and his gaze kept flicking towards the door, as if willing for you to walk through it. Another 5 minutes crawled. each second feeling like an eternity. Kirishima kept trying your phone, his hope dwindling with each unanswered ring. He glanced at Bakugo, whose earlier agitation had morphed into a tense, silent worry. The explosive hero was still pacing around, but now his movements were jerky, his fists clenching and unclenching by his sides. Alright, that's it, Bakugo said abruptly, his voice low and dangerous. Something's definitely wrong in here. He grabbed his jacket, his eyes blazing with determination. I'm going out there. Wait, Bakugo. We don't even know where to start looking. Kirishima protested, grabbing his arm. They were patrolling Sector 3, right? Bakugo said, shrugging off Kirishima's hand. I'm not just going to sit here and wait. Then I'm coming with you, Kirishima said firmly, grabbing his own jacket. There was no point in arguing with Bakugo when he was like this. Besides, he was just as worried. Just as they reached the door, Kirishima's phone finally connected. But it wasn't your voice on the other end. It was the garbled sound of struggle, a sharp cry, and then silence. Kirishima's blood ran cold. He looked at Bakugo, and Bakugo's face was a mask of fury and terror. That's it. They're going to pay. Without another word, they both bolted out the door, a shared sense of dread propelling them into the night. They knew with a certainty that chilled them to the bone that you were in trouble, and they wouldn't stop until they found you. Bakugo and Kirishima tore through the city. Bakugo led the way, following a primal instinct, a hero's nose for trouble, and Kirishima followed by and kept pace. That's the sector, Bakugo gritted out, pointing to a dark alleyway that smelled of burnt ozone and something sickly sweet. Damn it, that's where I would have done it. They rounded the corner, their eyes scanning the area for any sign of struggle. A broken street lamp flickered overhead, and that's when they saw it. You lay crumbled against the pile of discarded crates, your hair costume torn and stained with a dark substance. Your comms earpiece were shattered on the ground beside you. No, Kirishima whispered, his voice cracking. He was the first to reach you, dropping to his knees, gently rolling you onto your back, his hardened hands surprisingly tender. Hey, Ryan, can you hear me? Your eyes were closed, your face pale and streaked with dirt. A jagged deep cut ran across your forehead, and your breathing was shallow and uneven. The sight of you, so still and vulnerable, sent a jolt of pain through him. Baku was beside him in an instant, his hands shaking as he hovered them over you, afraid to touch for fear of hurting you more. Damn it. What the hell happened? Kirishima carefully checked for a pulse. She's alive. We need to get her to the agency. Bakugo nodded, and they gently scooped you up into their arms, your head resting against their chest. We've got you, Lion. We're here. The three of you, a team always, and though you were unconscious right now, a powerful unwavering force was carrying you home, and to safety. Thank you guys for listening. If you do want a part 2 for this, how about you make this video reach 150 likes? I don't think that's very hard, to be honest, considering that I usually get around like 1,000k views, so maybe 100 likes wouldn't be that bad. So if you could reach that, I would make a part 2. Let's see if you do that, and yeah. Thank you and goodbye. Love you all so much. Bye bye.